Stop chasing. Look, it's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and y'all know I'm on a mission to make you some money. Okay, listen, I'm just say this at the top of the video. There is a very simple formula for making money in the stock market and building long-term wealth. And I'm going to go over it in this video and make it plain as day, okay? Apply this to your trading and watch all your stress and worries go away, right? There's so many different strategies out there. There's so much. I mean, shit, even I got 200 plus videos. But whenever I post something or whenever you go and see what somebody's talking about, never lose the fundamental understanding of how you make money in the stock market, okay? I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into it and show y'all exactly like what I'm talking about. I'm seeing a lot of people that still kind of are making it a bigger deal than it needs to be, right? And I get it. A lot of us are in different places in our life, and sometimes we can bring that anxiety and angst into trading. So I got an example pulled up for y'all, right? So what I'm looking at right now is a company called Hut 8, right? Hut 8 Corporation, ticker symbol HUT. For those in the group, you guys remember, back in April, this stock came down to about, 9 at the absolute low, 988. But it was around $10 that I was talking about this company. I had made money back here when it was at $10, and I rode it up to, I think it was like 15 or something like that. Made plenty of profit, took profit, caught the wave of, Trump being elected president, and crypto going crazy and all that stuff. So now I was able to benefit from one of these waves over here. So then when I saw it come down, I was like, hey, y'all, this is a stock that's going to recover. It's just down because, we got a crypto sell-off. That's the reason it's down. Make sure you get into leaps, which are long-term equity anticipation securities, right? Just a fancy way to say long-term options that are at least a year out. You get into those when you see, companies down, right? So Hut 8 was down here. You look at Hut 8 now, it's at $36. And it didn't take a year. It didn't take 2 years like the leaps. It only took months, right? April to September, that's how many months, right? We got May, June, July, August, September, and we just got into October. So 5 to 6 months for a security to more than triple in the equity itself. So a leap in this would have been, you probably would have, if you would have rolled the entire way, because I made plenty of money and got out early. If you would have rolled this the entire way, or just to a recovery, you would have made thousands of percent on your money, right? Thousands of percent of your money. And it just doesn't get more complicated than a good company. Write this down, y'all. A good company, meaning that it has sound financials, it has sound leadership and all of that good stuff, but the stock just happens to be down. The reason that stocks sometimes are down when they have good financials is because of they could have gotten a certain negative press or story written about them during a time when there were better opportunities in the market in terms of price action and momentum, right? We're constantly in this sea of 6,000 plus companies trying to find the best opportunities for the time being, right? That's what the masses is doing. The really smart traders, the ones that have a little bit more patience, are waiting kind of like on the sidelines for these great companies to decline for whatever reason. So when we're looking around the market, it's not always just like, hey, what's the stock that's moving the best, like the masses? It's like, hey, what stock is actually down right now? What stock is actually underperforming? Right? Underperforming is what you want to look for. But not just underperforming because they're getting ready to go like to shit. You don't want a company that's going out of business. You want a company that is underperforming, meaning that their potential is much higher than where they currently are. That is where the wealth lives. Look at this chart here and then go look at other stocks. Matter of fact, I do it right here. We got Hut 8 right here. It came down, came back up, retraced. Let's find another stock. Amazon came up, came back down, right? We talking about over the course of a couple of months, and then over the course of another couple of months, went to even higher heights, came back down and went to even higher heights, right? I need y'all to understand that the valleys, right? This area, the valleys is where your riches are. We can zoom out, right? There's always these opportunities. Look, we're still retracing now from Amazon being, I'm sorry, not Amazon, I said Amazon, Alibaba being all the way up here at 280, right? So we're in a retracement to highs on Alibaba right now, right? It's like stocks will eventually recover is the point that I'm making if the company is solid. This is some homework for you. Choose 10 companies of your choice. I'm going to cut this off. Choose 10 companies of your choice, right? Create a little watch list. You can write them down or you can put them on your trading view. Go look at how those companies are performing. Try to see over the course of the last 3 to 5 years how they perform when they went down and when they retraced, right? Also Google, like look at the time. You want to look on the chart for the time and see what was going on. Google Chat GPT. What was going on during this day? What was going on during this month that impacted this particular stock? Sometimes it may be like it was a bear market. Sometimes it may be, like pandemic or inflation or something like that. Sometimes it's for no apparent reason. Sometimes it's just a rotation out of people being excited about that sector because there are other opportunities in the market for them to make quicker money on, right? We all know like money is more valuable now, right? So a lot of times that's going to drive people to the best opportunities now. But like I said, the patient ones are looking for the opportunities where they can make the most in doing the least, right? There may be opportunities right now for the scalps in the quick day trades, which I still do every day and profit on, but it's harder. What's easier is sitting back, exercising patience, making one good decision on a company and allowing that to accumulate over time. You cannot beat that strategy. I don't care what you do. It's a high percentage strategy, the same way a layup is more high percentage than a three-pointer, right? If you look at three-pointer statistics across the NBA, they're much lower than the high percentage shots like a mid-range or a layup. All right, so a leap or long-term plays are higher percentages. The great setup, right? I'm talking, this is an alley-oop. This is the you driving the lane and no look, right? Is when a company is down 30, 40, 50 plus percent, but it has good financials and it is led by solid leaders. Do your research on them. Even if a company is not profitable, that doesn't mean that they're not performing well. You want to look at the pattern on that statement, that income statement, right? The income statement, the balance sheet, cash flow statement. You want to focus on the income statement. If you're seeing the gross margin improve, if you're seeing the revenue improve, even if they're not turning as much of a profit as they could, if you're seeing like a positive trend, that could be an indication that they are on the way to popping back, to retrace to those levels that they fell from. And don't let you find something that's been performing the whole time it's been down. That's just waiting for a sector rotation. All right. Make sure y'all take note of that. Okay. Don't complicate investing and trading more than it needs to be. It's buy low, sell high. You just got to be able to identify what low is. A retracement from highs with good financial performance, right? Don't try to go against a trend, especially downward, right? Unless you are completely sure that there is some sort of catalyst that is going to support that, right? The stock market is rigged to go up. So what you want to be focusing more on, ignore bear markets, right? They don't last that long, right? We will have some, but you want to find companies that are down 20, 30, 40, 50 plus % and enter those. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I know it was a bit redundant, but the reason that I wanted to continue to repeat saying it in different ways is to get it in your head, right? I've been trading for years, and I understand how sometimes we can get stuck in our ways. We can get stuck in our emotions and wanting to do things the way we think it's best, right? But trading is a little bit more counterintuitive. It's a little bit different than our normal way of thinking. It requires like a hesitation, a step back to kind of observe the landscape a little bit and let people make their move, and then you make your move. Okay, it's a real strategy. It's a real game of war, and you got to understand what's going on to be successful long term. Hope this video was helpful. Again, think smart, live free. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.